Let's watch some of my victories versus top 50 players in the global ranking of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wi-Fi Studios. Note that you may have seen some of those matches previously on Gameplay 365, as this video is just putting the wins versus top 50 players on together. They are not new matches, but they are different from the ones that I show in my first part of victories versus top 50 players. So note as well that the top 50 ranking was the ranking of my opponents at the time I played versus them. But at the time I'm recording the commentary for this video, where I look at it again, and they still are in the top 50. Some of them are solidly installed in the ranking, in the leaderboard, and they're in the top 20. So the first match is play against Florence character having 75 agility. As you may know, Florence has exactly the same stats than Kaito until level 11. That means that if you don't have Kaito at level 12, you can choose to play Florence or Kaito at level 11 until level 11, and it won't have the same basic stats, except that Florence has 1 point less in volley, which is useless for a counter puncher anyway, the volley I mean. So my opponent, having a lot of agility, decided to remove points from her backhand to put on this agility, and doing that she decides to turn on her forehand whenever the ball comes on her backhand. So, before the match I mean. So if you choose a very high agility character to play with, and that you don't have a strong forehand, very strong one, that means that you mostly bet on accuracy to win points, meaning you bet on the fact that you will end up committing less unforced errors than your opponent to win points, and that's unfortunately what my opponent wasn't able to do, except for the first points where she did a good drop shot, where she committed an error for the 4 next points, and her low serve is not helping her, of course, and when she has to return strong forehand hits, that's not easy sometimes to return accurate strokes. So she won the next points with a beautiful forehand returning my serve, and with unforced errors for my part. And then she will start hitting drop shots, things that she should have tried doing right from the start. And sometimes she alternates drop shots with a bit more powerful hits, like her forehand, even if her forehand is not really super powerful. But she bets as well on the fact that she has more stamina than me, so that's why she can make me become very tired earlier. Okay, so on my serve, well, she can, even if she doesn't have a very powerful forehand, she can manage with her good agility to hit the winning forehands. So here she didn't have enough stamina to try and catch my counter forehand. So as you can see, on her low serve, I can manage to hurt her a lot, and I use this drop shots too, of course. And so did she. This Flash player, plays quite well with drop shots, and she can make very accurate shots too sometimes. So fortunately for me, at the beginning of the match, she was not very accurate, and then, well, she adjusted a bit to the swipe to make much more accurate hits. Yeah, but it was close there. Oh, right. So I mostly use the all-rounder style in my matches to win versus those top 50 players, except for one match where I was training with the power serve plus strong forehand build, and well, I managed to, yeah, I don't know what happened there. She doesn't seem to have connection problem to server. She responds very fast to the hit, so I don't know what happened. So she was playing with the nylon string, and of course she could have used this volley to get more critical hits. So the second match is played versus a quite a different style, still flash, but this time I play versus the aggressive baseliner with low serve, and well, Flash has decided to bet on the forehand. She has a powerful forehand of 73 in that setup, in that lineup, and she still loves doing the drop shots. Okay, well, that equalizes, but I have put some points on the serve, and of course, if you don't hit a strong forehand on her forehand, that's not very good, because you will end up hitting a winning return. So I managed to catch the ball somehow there. She likes to return, yeah, by close to the net. Not necessarily wanting to do drop shots, but not too far from the service lines. Oh my gosh, yeah. I shouldn't have moved so close to the net there. I shouldn't have moved backward as soon as I made this hit there. Alright, so as you can see, I can survive even when she's hitting on my backhand with that outrageous time, but well, it's not causing enough damage, and she can decide to keep hitting on that backhand, and she hits very accurate forehands. Yeah, she was a bit careless there, and that allowed me to hit 2 aces back to back, and then I managed to hit deep into the 2 corners, and well, that seals the victory. Let's take a look again. 61 agility, 73 forehand, 50 backhand, but she has bet on the agility to turn around and hit on her forehand this time. So this third match is played versus Victoria, having very solid stats: 66 agility, 68 forehand, 64 backhand. Oh, right. So that's the stats that you can have if you have haters traits at the high level, and then the other cards, the hammer and the forge, and Victoria at high level. Victoria at level 12, hammer and the forge at level 12 as well, and a good resistant band. The cabo load at level 11. Okay, so this player likes to hit fast after the bounce, to return very fast, and so I wanted to, well, that suits me, because I like that as well. I like to hit fast on the return too, but generally not that fast. I try to think a bit first. Generally, try to hit accordingly to the position of the opponent. Yep, I wasn't accurate enough here. Fortunately, she was giving me back a gift. Yeah, 68 forehand. That's nice, right? That's cool to hit strong forehands that way, and when you know that behind you have a security with a 66 agility. Yes, I put her into a difficult position there. So 66 agility cannot save her sometimes. Yeah, she was very careless there. She moved into the bad direction, and it went an ace. She shouldn't have done that versus a strong serve. 70 versus a 66 agility, and that was enough. Vida, one of my regular opponents in the Tour 7, she's trying out Diana. Diana is not her usual character, of course. Here, as you can see, I decided to hit hit balls the way to force her to keep her from volleying, actually. And then, well, I just toy behind with a strong forehand. Hey, there. The usual cross-court cross-court drop shots. This time it finishes in the net. So this time Vida is having 67 agility, so it's not so agile for a volley player, but she has an 80 volley attribute, so that is supposed to counterbalance a bit, but she will find out that having 80 volley is useless here if you don't have enough agility, and that's even better to put more points on agility than on volley. Yeah, there are a lot of points where she could have caught the ball, I think, with a higher agility, and above all, another string, the Maestro Multi, for instance. Swallow Poly is not. It's fantastic for that, for point blank range hits. So the fifth match is Play versus Jonah, which has been chosen clearly for fun by Flash this time. This is not his usual character, of course. However, as a win is still a win, so I just put it in this video. And this Jonah doesn't have ugly stats neither. It's just that it's not his usual character. Okay. He tried to outsmart me, so I just put another drop shot behind. Ouch, that was a dreadful backhander. Well, that wasn't a match during which we both were very accurate. Both of us made a lot of unforced errors. So I have used mostly the all-rounder style, as you have seen, to beat those top 50 players. And I can guess that those top 50 players don't have the same motivation when they play against the lower ranked players than when they have to fight another top 50 player. So that should explain probably overconfidence approach during the match and a lack of focus, maybe, which may explain the unforced errors that I find a bit unusual for top 50 players. I still need the Hades threat and the lunges cards for my my build to compete more easily with those top 50 players. I still need only one card to level my cabo load up to level 11, as you are going to see in the show of my lineup. After this match, I still need 13 character cards to bring my Victory to level 12, and then I will have a more powerful weapon to compete with those top 50 players. That is my forehand. I will have a forehand of 67 as soon as I have Victory at level 12, and the cabo load at level 11. Well, I hope you enjoy watching me win versus those top 50 players in Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wi-Fi Studios. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365. Stay tuned for new videos of Tennis Clash. Thank you a lot for your support, and see you soon in Gameplay 365. Bye bye.